Right, welcome back. And in this video, I want to show you, it's a very simple one. I will just leave the link so you have this access, okay? But I want to show you this, a very cool thing that you can see. When it comes to market manipulation, we all know that Binance is one of the worst places you can trade, and Binance is one of the worst centralized exchanges. And because they are so big and they tend to have a lot of traders using leverage are trading there, and not only there but across the whole futures market, so to speak, and perps. Binance is the one that usually leads market dumps, so to speak. So it's a good thing to use Arkham, whatever it's called, dashboard to see if Binance is very actively sending money to Wintermute, and Wintermute is one of the biggest market maker. Okay, they do wonders, and they can destroy the price or increase the price. They can do whatever the hell they want. Okay, with enough capital. So, across all of the recent crashes, and it's been for like that for a while, for years, I would say. If you see a very increased activity that Binance is sending a lot of capital, especially BTC, to Wintermute, okay, on a regular basis, like every few minutes, so to speak, a big dump is coming and is happening as we speak, right? Because they are trying to push the price down to liquidate on people using leverage. Because if they get liquidated, in most cases, that's their profit, so to speak. They will not admit it, they will not say it's true, but it is true. Liquidations are centralized exchanges profits, and that's why they allow very high liquidations because they have so much money, and in most cases it's just paper money, and they allow to actually trade you with insane leverage, because in most cases if you use very high leverage, the liquidation price will be very close, and they can manipulate it, and they can actually spike it and get your liquidation prices and essentially make profit from you. Okay, so they will sell on you just to liquidate as much people as possible. And it's not just Binance, all sexes pretty much do the same thing. It's not on such a scale. Binance is the worst, and if you can, just don't use it, okay? Because I mean, it's like a trend now. I'm seeing that Binance, I mean, people are deleting Binance, whatever. It's understandable, but at the same time, we are in DeFi, so we don't care. But when you see a market dropping aggressively, you will notice that usually Binance is sending money to Wintermute, and they will claim it is not because of that, of course, but I mean, it's too obvious at this point. So you can basically see they are sending always right money. It's not something extraordinary, but when you see a very increased volumes, when they're sending very actively the money to Wintermute and in big amounts, then you will see that, yeah, I mean, usually the dump is happening or will happen, and the more they send, the more they will liquidate the market. Okay, so even now, I mean, they send some capital in millions and millions in BTC, and BTC price itself is not sustaining really well. So far today is pretty nice, but I mean, I will not go through each of the crash aligned with this, but you can do it yourself, and you will see a very high accuracy that once Binance starts sending to Wintermute, the market is dumping, right? So it's always happen. I cannot change that. So yeah, and there is the same way to see ETH or other assets, but BTC is the main one. If you see Bitcoin, if you see Binance sending massive amounts of BTC to Wintermute, they are actually gonna dump the price, so to speak, right? It's not a rule, but it's a very accurate and pretty precise measure to see. and you can go through the pages and pages of all of this, and you will see that when they send bigger amounts of capital, when they say a pretty same amounts is not too bad, but it all depends on the frequency and the size. And if they're sending a lot of BTC very quickly, then you know what's gonna happen, right? So you can just basically do that and see and track, so to speak, all of these things. So it's a very simple video. It's not educational or something, but it's just a good way to understand. And I will leave the link down below so you can bookmark it and from time to time check it. And if you see something happening in the market, especially on BTC, which is the big papa of crypto, as we know, right, you can check this, and most likely you're going to see a pretty nice alignment that a lot of very frequent transactions is happening. So the way to use it, as long as you see those transactions coming in, you should not participate in the market, so to speak, or very slowly accumulate. And when you see a bit of a slowdown in transfers, right, you can expect that the market might actually pretty soon from that moment start to show signs of recovery. Okay, it's not some sort of a strategy or a rule, but it's just a good way to monitor the situation using this little simple metric. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty simple but pretty powerful. So once again, thank you, and I will see you on the next one.